Arcaneandstellar, and I am here with a timeless pick a card reading in which we are going to be looking at what are your spirit guides protecting you from at the moment, and where are they trying to lead you? Why are they trying to protect you from this? What are they kind of wanting, hoping, wishing you'd see? That sort of thing. So we'll see what messages come through. So we have 4 different groups to choose from. I want to say a big thank you to Courtney, because Courtney left me a donation on my PayPal, but she also sent me this beautiful Hummingbird Wisdom Oracle. Definitely a gorgeous deck. I know this is going to be one of my favorites. Oh my goodness. But anyway, those are the cards that you see pictured here. So I appreciate your generosity, Courtney. And for all of you that do leave me gifts, whether it's through donations, through my wish list on Amazon, I do appreciate it a lot. I thank you a lot. So anyway, we have 4 different groups to choose from. You might find yourself drawn to more than one. That would be fine, of course. This is all based upon your own intuition. So definitely take a moment to take a breath. Really focus on this question. Try to connect to your spirit guide or spirit guides, however you want to go about it. And see which message. It might be one spirit guide has one particular purpose and another has another. So just see where you're feeling drawn visually and take a pick. You will find the timestamps are down in the description box, perhaps in the comments too, and you'll find where exactly your group starts. So whether you choose 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can kind of find it based on that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, and I will see you in your reading. Okay, my friends, so if you were drawn here to the first group here, we have the card of Bird Bath. And I'm just going to cleanse the area here before we begin. And let's get started. So the Bird Bath card pops up, and it says here, cleanse your dusty wings so that you can fly more freely. So obviously, I think your spirit guides are really trying to help you rid your life of the dust that's kind of settled on your wings that has held you back. So things that are removed from your life during this time, these are divinely guided occurrences that are meant to help you free yourself in some way, okay? So that you can move towards the better things in life, towards more pathways that are, in your benefit. Now we have the 4 of Cups here, and this is interesting because it feels as if Spirit is really trying to, first of all, I don't know if you're noticing a lot of the signs and synchronicities. I feel like some of you may feel as if you're not noticing them, or you're not really sure whether you're divinely guided or you have some sort of protectors around you. Some of you may be aware of it. But I will tell you that sometimes this feels almost like it's a very subtle kind of energy where you may not recognize some of these changes as something spiritual or something that is meant for your higher good. Here we have a woman that sort of got her hands on, her hand kind of holding her chin, common body language for disinterest or boredness. And this is another thing. For some of you, there may be a lack of interest or apathy at the moment. Now, there's somebody at the door, and she's kind of not looking. And I will say that in some way, I think Spirit is trying to protect you from, perhaps things that come to your door that really aren't worth your attention. In some ways, I feel like your apathy may actually be something that's needed. When you do feel apathetic towards something, that actually might be a greater sign that you're not meant for that, or it's not meant for you. But I also feel here that for many of you, it's like Spirit wants to protect you by giving you a lack of interest in something. Like, for instance, a connection. Now, I actually did shuffle a song for you, and the song is called I'm Moving On, and it's actually by Hank Snow. It's a very old song. I can't believe it came up on my shuffle, but yeah, it says that big 8-wheeler rolling down the track means your true love daddy ain't coming back, 'cause I'm moving on and I'll soon be gone. You were flying too high for my little old sky, so I'm moving on. Isn't that funny? Because we have the bird and the dragonfly imagery, so we have a lot of this freedom energy, able to fly, and so that's kind of funny. And you had a laugh on me, so I've set you free and I'm moving on. And that's what this whole song is about. It's the idea that they're moving on. And so that's what I feel like Spirit is really trying to bring into your life, that lack of interest in things that aren't beneficial to you, where you're just moving on to it, from it. I mean, not to it, sorry. Mistake. And we have to navigate, to figure a way through, to plan or direct the course of something, and to journey carefully and with intention. And that's another thing I feel like really plays into this is navigating. This is about these changes occur because you're trying to navigate, clearly. And that's the thing. We need the wings to be clean, so that you can fly more freely. You need to get rid of the dust and the things that are kind of detrimental, because this is meant to help you navigate your best life, okay? So sometimes when we have certain situations leave us, we may be scared, or it might feel kind of different. But I feel like that there are things going to be knocking at your door soon that you don't even notice, like coming, like you're not going to expect it. Even in this imagery, I think here we see that there's somebody at the door and they're about to make themselves known to her. And so I feel like that there are good changes here on the horizon for you, as well. And we also have owl spirit. You can see clearly now. And that's another thing here. So we have so much bird energy. Owls, hummingbirds, and then of course a dragonfly, and not a bird, but of course another flying creature. And I just love it. And then what's funny, listen to this. We have the bird bath, and then we have water here. So we have a lot of this sort of bird bath, bird cleansing, and even dragonflies are near the water usually, right? So it's so funny, air and water energy coming through so strongly. And of course I can tell you, like, that song, when I see the owl spirit, I always think of that song. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. And that's the thing. I feel like that's it's like you're getting a better vision. It's like Spirit wants you to kind of remove the clutter so you can actually see the real deal. Because maybe in some ways it's been like you've been, having this dust around you where it's like you can't quite see clearly. And it's like things are being removed that are going to help you see clearly in your life. And that's what they're trying to protect you from. So whether it's a job, a relationship, of any kind, it could be a friendship, could be, family relationships. It doesn't have to be, necessarily romantic relationships, but it's like everything that sort of goes away during this time period, maybe, in the past few months up until now, and maybe into the near future. It's all meant for you to kind of cleanse yourself, to get a better perspective, you know what I mean? And to also move more smoothly on your path, to navigate more smoothly. Okay, so that's really what I'm getting. It's like there's a lot of wisdom, I think, that is found in the quieter moments of reflection as well. And I think that's something too. And it's so funny because, like, the first card here is not where emotions are at the peak. The Four of Cups is sort of the rejection of additional emotions. It's like I can't take anymore. I don't have enough room in me for this. But we have the water here, and it says emotions are at their peak. So there's some sort of dynamic going on here where you need that quiet time, you need that rest, you need that sense of focus, you know what I mean? Where you're not adding anything else in as well, you know what I mean? Because you're still trying to kind of remove maybe the negativity, whether it's like maybe you lost a job as an example, or you had to quit a job and you are, you know what I mean, trying to get past that feeling or that worry or whatever it may be, you know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like anything that's leaving your life, whether it's by your choice or not, it doesn't have to be taken away from you. It could be your lack of interest, you know what I mean? It might be like, suddenly I don't feel passionate about this thing anymore, or I don't know what I really want. And this is a time of reflection, and you are meant to sort of, like I said, clear out those things. So I'm going to use my Oracle deck to kind of see maybe the blessings up ahead that are going to come from these sort of changes, this protection that Spirit is bringing through for you. So what blessings come from this? We have friendship, a new friendship blossoms. Information, knowledge is coming, and invitation. Ooh, okay, so we have 3 different cards here. And wow, so we have a new friendship coming in. And so if you have found that certain friendships have fallen away, of course, this can indicate that there's a new one about to come in. And that's really funny because even this card, obviously I had that thought, but I hadn't shared it. And I am kind of feeling as if there could be a friend coming into your life quite soon, a new friend. And again, I think in this way, a new friend might be more beneficial than a previous one. Or if you may even find yourself moving away from certain people because there will be a new person coming in that's more meant to help you navigate your path in some way. We also have information, knowledge is coming. And so I love that because it did fall near the owl. You can see clearly. So I feel like also with this time that you have and this, kind of downtime or quiet time, you're able to see more clearly and take in information. Sometimes when we're very busy, we just can't focus on, we may have a beautiful idea, or sometimes we don't even have the time to have an idea because we're too worried about something else. Something else eats away at us, and so it takes all of our attention when it could be better redirected towards, these new possibilities. And I feel like that's something there, that you are clearing that pathway towards new information. And you may be learning something new in the near future as well. That's something I'm getting. We also have invitation. You'll get an invitation. So look out for invitations coming your way because you may be invited in some way towards something new. Whether it could be through this new friendship that you get an invitation, but it feels like life is inviting you to new possibilities, new roadways, new pathways, that sort of thing. And it could really come via some sort of invitation. So pay attention to invitations that come your way. Whether it's, hey, let's go here together, or let's do this, or, you know what I mean? Even if it's also like to try something new. Maybe you just see a flyer somewhere and you're like, oh, that sounds like an interesting class or group or something like that. Take those opportunities to redirect yourself to things that are new, because I feel like through these new things, it's like you meet a new friend or a new person in your life who could be pivotal towards navigating, right? Your future. And that's what I'm seeing. Now, I will mention that we have a lot of water and air energy. That could be prominent in your chart, but overall, that doesn't have to be something that's focused on here. I feel like, oh yeah, and we have four. We have four of chalices and then 43. So kind of this 4 and 3 here as well. And to me, of course, this can be about stability. But anyway, that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose this group. I really do hope it helped you in some way, and I wish you the very, very best on your journey in life, and hopefully this message, like I said, found you at the right time. So if you want a personal reading with me, you can do that through my Etsy store, which is linked in the description box, as of this reading anyway. Of course, this is timeless. Maybe in a few years from now, I don't know where I'll be, if I'll have a website or what, but you know what I mean. Just go check out, maybe the description box, see what it says, that kind of thing. Thank you guys for your donations, your tips, those of you that go on my wish list. I really do appreciate that a lot. I want to say thank you again to Courtney, who did get me this Hummingbird Oracle, and I'm in love. I think it's a beautiful deck. So that was a beautiful surprise on my doorstep. But anyway, guys, take care and lots of love to you. Give this video a thumbs up though if you liked it, so I know to do more content like this. And if you have any suggestions, always feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Okay? Anyway, go ahead and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 2 here, this is your reading. I'm going to go ahead and cleanse the area as I begin, and then we're going to take a look at the first card, the top card here. Once again, thank you, Courtney, for this nice surprise on my doorstep. That was a very sweet gift, and I do appreciate it. And it's such a beautiful card. Like, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I just love it. The colors are beautiful. Keen vision. As you sharpen your focus, the course ahead becomes clear. Very interesting. So, focus is a big key word here. I'm going to revisit this card as we move on. I want to go ahead and look at some of the other cards here. Ooh, we have nature here. That's very interesting because keen vision. As you sharpen your focus, your course becomes more clear. Now, nature is a very interesting one because it's the devil energy. And the devil energy can talk about, obsession, one-track mind. So we also have purge here, as well as the spider spirit. And we've got air, seek a union of mind and spirit. Very beautiful. Spirit, I feel, is trying to redirect your focus towards things that are more in your benefit. I feel here as if you may find yourself sometimes falling on traps. And because look at the nature card, he's setting a trap. And of course, this whole scene is quite enticing here. You know, somebody might come through this pathway trying to reach this beautiful thing, but somehow falls on this trap and gets a bit stuck. And I feel here that there's this desire to protect you from bad habits, from addictions, from problems, from things. It's like the wrong attention. You know, where you're putting your energy towards the wrong ways. You're thinking about the wrong things. And this, of course, could be tripping up on insecurities, self-sabotage, okay, for some of you. And that's one of the things that I feel like your spirit guides really want to protect you from. It's sort of like allowing, for instance, those bad, influences in some way towards your path, for them to be purged. And it's kind of you set the trap, you be in control here. So that you can get to this place, and they can't, those bad habits or insecurities or whatever they may be, whether it's a person even, they can't follow you there to that joyful place. And we have purge, to destroy, to cleanse, to renew, to eradicate, and transform. And I want to say, if you felt like there was something in your life where you did a lot of work and you put in a lot of effort and it was such a big focus for you, if it's ended, in any case, I will say that it is kind of something that can be, it's like meant for you to kind of rebuild in another way. But more so, I feel, it feels like Spirit wants you to act upon some sort of creativity in your life or some sort of dream, and not to let obstacles get in your way. And that's the bigger thing. It's almost like, and this feels somewhat similar to group number 1 in a way, and in the fact that it feels like Spirit is protecting you by removing or trying to remove the things that aren't beneficial towards you, like aren't helping you have that union of mind and spirit. You know what I mean? It's almost like the detractors. And so for some of you, this may have shown up in people leaving your life or situations leaving your life, but it's kind of like this call on you to purge in order to clear that vision. And I also feel like for some of you, there could be outside detractors from you, and it's like Spirit's asking you to take some time to kind of wrap yourself up in a little bit of a bubble. You know what I mean? To take some time on your own. Think about spiders. They're very solitary, usually, and they kind of do their work solitary. They make their own little kingdom in the corner of our bathrooms or our bedrooms. No, anyway, but no, I do feel like I feel like that there are big things that you're meant to create in your life. And for some of you, this may involve quite intricate details. And I feel like your spirit guides really want you to focus on this, whether it's writing that novel or creating that website or that community or doing, it feels as if you have something big that you're meant to create, something intricate. And there is that desire from your spirit guides for you to succeed at this and to purge the things that are no longer serving you. So you may find that you may come across a book as an example that helps you deal with some of these devil energies, these energies that kind of keep you from being focused, as an example. Whether it's just your own mind that wanders and finds things to do, like mine with I have ADHD. So I have my own little, traps that I have in my head. But it's like, do you notice how much purple and violet are in these cards? How beautiful is it to see? I think it's a very prominent color. So definitely look into the meaning of like violet, of purple. I feel like, of course, that's a very spiritual color to me. Maybe for some of you, you've been feeling very drawn to that color. Let me see something. I want to see. Okay, I want to see lilac, because I feel like that's kind of almost like the lilac color, beautiful, like kind of purple. And this can talk about that color in particular, at least from one of my books. It says here, it can strengthen your faith and it activates your intuition, increases your psychic abilities. It's a soft, gentle color that encourages you to expand your spiritual awareness and improve your connection to the divine. Free yourself from old patterns and regain your inner power with lilac. Strengthen your faith by bathing yourself in magnificent lilac light. Lilacs are actually my favorite color, my favorite flowers. That's like the most beautiful smell for me, I think, in the world. And so that's kind of funny. And oh wow, listen to this. It says to strengthen your faith, buy a lilac colored filter and stick it on a window of your house where the sun enters the room, and sit next to the window and allow yourself to be bathed in the magnificent lilac light. Wow, that's beautiful. That's so funny because, and this can talk about, it says here, ask for what you love to occur, then rub your third eye. Imagine that you have the lilac magnet in your third eye that will start attracting your desires to you. That's beautiful as well. And obviously, people, it says here, too often people give up just before something incredible is about to occur. Lilac is here to remind you to have faith in the divine. So again, don't lack faith. Don't fall down. Keep your vision straight and clear on the pathway. Don't let yourself purge distractions. Things that kind of tempt your vision to go elsewhere. I feel like you guys are really meant to do something. So perhaps you've been trying to create something, or you've been feeling that desire to create something. And this doesn't have to be necessarily even life purpose. You know what I mean? I love quilting as an example, and I've been feeling very drawn to create a quilt. And I've been looking for the right project, but I always find myself distracted by other things. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes that's how I channel my happiness or my creativity is through quilting, right? And so, like I said, it may be in that way where Spirit really wants you to create something, to kind of act upon this because it's part of your path. Maybe that thing that you create is going to help someone else, or, you know what I mean? It will be a fine memory for your family, or like in my case with a quilt. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like Spirit wants you to focus on something, your spirit guides. So as they kind of go in this direction, what blessings are going to occur? So we'll use my oracle deck. Brilliance. You have a brilliant idea. Beautiful. So there's that confirmation that you have a beautiful, brilliant idea. And perhaps you're not aware of it yet. Maybe that's part of it, is that you need to kind of take out those distractions so that you can actually get this idea. And we also have blessing, a blessing in disguise. So some of you, with this idea of a blessing in disguise, you may not even understand yet what it is that you're going to be creating. Maybe for some of you, that's it's just around the corner where you'll see it. But perhaps, if your focus is on some kind of trap in your life, that could be where you need to purge that focus so that you can kind of realign your focus towards the things that you really desire or want. But for others of you, yeah, I feel like there's this beautiful, brilliant idea coming in. And, that's something. We also have romance. You'll receive a romantic gesture. So for some of you, especially for those of you that are perhaps focused on a trapped relationship, one in which there is a stuck energy, or it's not going anywhere, or it's not benefiting you, or even in your own relationship, if you do have one, but you're focused on past events that have happened that kind of detract you from, creating the dream life that you want with that person. I feel like the romance could be on the horizon for you, okay? Regardless of your circumstances. Of course, I brought in a few different examples. If you're single, as an example, this could be a good blessing on the horizon as you sort of, move along this path. You free yourself of fears or, things that are kind of distracting to you, you are able to open yourself up to romantic gestures by following this pathway, like a romance of some kind. But also, like I said, if you are in a relationship, purging some of these things that hold you back, these fears, insecurities, maybe focus on the past as an example, hang-ups and stuff, you open that energy towards forward movement, towards, getting past those things. And you know what I mean? So, and sometimes even difficult situations can be a blessing in disguise because they teach us, in different ways. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. But I feel like that's really what Spirit is trying to kind of protect you from, perhaps human nature and the ways that it can kind of distract us or keep us down. And again, there could be some purging to destroy, to cleanse, to renew, to eradicate, to transform. There may be some purging that goes on in your life, or that they're trying to help you, navigate in some way. And for some things, obviously, we have to take the initiative. For others, Spirit will help us. But yeah, I feel like you are meant to create beautiful things. And that's like where Spirit wants your vision. It's like, we want your vision on this, because there's a lot of brilliant ideas that you need to act upon. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose this group. I really do hope it helped you. Thank you so much again to Courtney for purchasing this deck off my wish list. Like, it was such a beautiful surprise to have this on my doorstep, and I do appreciate it a lot. And I really, really love and connect to this. Anyway, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. If you want a personal reading with me, you can do that by going to the description box and clicking on the link to my Etsy, and you can find astrology and tarot readings there. And if you want to join here as a member on the channel, you can do that, and you can get some exclusive content, pick a cards behind the scenes. And also, if you did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up, because that does help me know that you guys like this type of content and you want to see more of it. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you feel like it. And I wish you the very, very best, and have a beautiful and blessed day or night wherever you are. And I'll see you next time. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 3 here with this card, let's cleanse the area and begin your reading. So you've chosen this particular card, which says, listen to the call. Spirit is singing sweet words of wisdom. Be still and listen. Ooh. So, what's funny? I did a song shuffle for you. I forgot for group number 2. Did one for you. Now I look at the card a little bit more closely. This is a new deck. Thank you, Courtney, for purchasing off my wish list. So I honestly, there's a lot of imagery here, and I did not notice the little musical notes. So I want to say, your spirit guides are probably sending you messages through music. So pay close attention to the songs that kind of show up in your sphere. Whether it's like you kind of hear one song kind of repeating, maybe you go out to the gym and you hear it, or you hear it at the bank, or you hear it, well, okay, who plays music at the bank? I don't know, but do you know what I mean? Pay attention to the kind of repeating songs, because they do hold messages for you at this time. Also, you may also just hear a song and get a feeling that it's somehow meant for you. But that's funny, because I did do a song shuffle for you, and I got the song by Elvis, Can't Help Falling in Love. And so that was a song that came up for you. So I don't know. Pay attention. Maybe there's some love on the horizon, or something about the love life here. But we'll see. Let's keep reading. So we have the Wild Hunt. We've got the Six of Pentacles. We have responsibility, goals, productivity, and habit. Seahorse spirit, watch and wait. Electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. And the Green Man, the forces of nature favor you. So what an interesting spread here. What are your spirit guides trying to protect you from? Rash decisions. If you feel hesitancy in particular, I want to say that's spirit guiding you towards quiet movements, I also want to say, if you did make an impulsive decision in the past, like let's say the past, I don't know, few months or something like that, I'm not going to really put a time on it. It may have been to open you up for a better opportunity. So things that fell away quite suddenly, whether it was of your own accord or not, I feel like that was something that was meant to be done in order to open you up to new opportunities. But at the same time, I do feel a strong message here that there is this quiet energy at the same time where you're being led towards things that are in your benefit. I will say that I do feel like Spirit is calling upon you to put some responsibility towards your goals and kind of your productivity, making sure that your productivity it's because they want your productivity to be fruitful. And so it's almost like consistency and not allowing yourself to fall prey towards giving up. If you know what I mean. There's a lot about be still and listen, watch and wait here. It's almost like a strong message of, the stillness isn't necessarily a bad thing. For some of you, especially if you felt like something hasn't taken off like that, like as quickly as you wanted, do know it's because it's like the timing. Like you have to wait for this. It's not going to come like this. You can't give up. You have to kind of keep on in some way. And that's a big thing that I'm getting here. This actually, there is favor towards you in a situation. That's the biggest thing. I feel like with the Six of Pentacles in particular, this is actually leading you towards perhaps financial opportunities or the help that you need. But I really am getting this idea that don't let yourself get distracted from the things that are keeping you from bringing something to the world or to light. Because I feel like that there's much to be benefited and in the near future. I want to say, though, that I do feel like a lot of spiritual messages coming through music and through stillness, like when you're quiet. You have your spirit's guide approval. Oh, wow, you have your guide's approval. Your spirit guides approve. I'm going to take 4 for you. Wow, okay. So here we go. We've got the impact. You're making a difference. And I feel like I said, maybe for some of you, especially if you've expected something to take off really quickly, it was actually in your best interest that it didn't. I feel like you're being fed something as you can receive it. Okay? Like, for instance, if some of you expected, like I said, something to happen quite quickly, like say you make a YouTube channel as an example, and you are like, well, where are all the viewers? I was hoping this would be a big hit. It's almost like, well, it hasn't been yet because you're being sort of fed this at a certain rate. You know what I mean? Like at a rate that you can kind of handle. Because for some people, it's like if you were to kind of receive what you want, this might be too stressful for you and you wouldn't be able to handle it. And then it wouldn't be fun anymore. It wouldn't be something that you could handle. You know what I mean? But I feel here that you will notice a difference or an impact that you're making in some area of your life. I feel also here that there could be disappointments, could be redirecting you towards goals that will help you, like, or impact you, or bring you fruitfulness or expansion as well. Like, it's kind of like in those quiet moments or in those distractions that you are given or fed new ideas. And for some of you, maybe taking on a new area of learning. And Spirit really wants you to take on those opportunities. Especially if things haven't worked out. It's because Spirit's trying to get you to learn a new way or add in something. It's almost like you're missing an ingredient, but you haven't yet reached it. Like, you will have that ingredient soon. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. And then, of course, we also have debt. A debt is paid as well. And so for some of you, you may find that you will be paying off some sort of debt, whether it's kind of a spiritual debt or a literal financial debt. So that's interesting, because there may also be this desire for you to pay off debts at this time. Like, Spirit wants you to pay them off to clear the way. And that's another thing as well, is sometimes that's life, even if it's not financial, but I think financial is a wonderful way to express it, because it's tangible and physical, and so we see the results. But it's like when you pay off certain debts, you're able to clear off, the way to maybe have good debt, as an example, or debt that actually has long-term benefit. And so, that's something there too. You may be paying off a debt, or Spirit's trying to bring you towards that. For some of you, may really find that to be relevant here with the Six of Pentacles. There could be some sort of unexpected help that comes, that Spirit's really trying to help you with. It's like, wow, here, take this, take this, and I give you quiet time. Because this is singing a sweet words of wisdom, right? And I think of that song, Let It Be, by the Beatles. So definitely look up the lyrics to that particular song as well. And I'm thinking of that original song that I shuffled for you, Can't Help Falling in Love. And it's like, wise men say only fools rush in. That's so funny, because we have the wisdom. Whoa, that's very strange, actually, when I think about the lyrics of that song. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand and take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. And this doesn't even have to be in relation to love. It can talk about loving something, and letting yourself be guided by that. It's like you're meant to be with something, and this, for some of you, this may be financial endeavors, actually, or things that bring stability or financial, responsibility, or things that can help you become more financially responsible or able, too, by the way. But yeah, this is just watch and wait. I think your spirit guides are saying, just watch and wait how things are about to change. And this is for the benefit. This is for the positive. This is like unexpected offers or help, and that's sort of where the protection leads. It's like, but sometimes with the Tower, we can see that things are a little bit unexpected. Like, we're like, oh, why did that happen? But it's because it leads you to that better place. And it kicks you in the butt. Sometimes too, it's like we have stress in order, or bad things happen, because it kicks us in the pants, so that we actually, get up and we realize, okay, shit, I gotta get things done. I gotta make this thing. Because sometimes we get a little bit too comfortable. So sometimes it's like these things create, this desire, because we're like, oh my God, I gotta be responsible now. I gotta figure this out. I gotta get a goal. You know what I mean? And there's benefits to every emotion. You know what I mean? Even the bad ones, even the sad, or the angry, or the annoyed, because they can lead to good on some level within balance. We can find the wisdom in those things and help us get us to a better place. So sometimes Spirit will motivate us through annoyances or, things falling apart in order to get us to kind of pick ourselves up and take responsibility, or, not that we weren't responsible before, but it could be redirecting our actions towards better prospects, right? But I do feel like that there is this idea of bringing your ideas to life. And for some of you, I will say that Spirit really wants you to act upon something actually now. It's almost like it wants you to experience panic so that you can do something. Because I feel like some of you may be sitting on your hands in certain areas of your life. Maybe you have a good idea, but you're a little bit shy or insecure, or you're just not sure. But watching and waiting isn't always going to be to your benefit. In some ways, I feel like Spirit wants you to be electrified. It's like so funny because we have the lightning. It's almost like a strike. And you may be surprised actually in the near future that there will seem to be a lightning strike where energy suddenly really amplified into something. And it's almost like all the work that you've been putting into something is going to pay off at the right moment when you're ready for it. And I think for some of you too, there will be knowledge shared, wisdom shared that you're about to learn through all of this. And you're going to find yourself really bringing certain things to life and meeting certain goals and finding that your goals have impact as well. So definitely, I do feel like Spirit's going to bring some energy to certain situations in your life, and it will feel like the forces of nature actually are favoring you, that there is something in tune, that you're in tune with the universe in some way, that you're on like the correct wavelength, and you're finding that things are moving quite nicely. Anyway, and that's beautiful too, because of course, even that fools rush in with the can't help falling in love, it's like, I think that you'll find that even if you feel like don't let yourself be held back by responsibility too. Sometimes there is a place for responsibility, but there's also a place for rushing and, for reckless action too. Sometimes it's just about balance. And I feel like you have your guide's approval, so you're not doing anything wrong at this moment actually. And I think that that's something that you really need to hear. Whether it's rushing, or maybe you need to rush. Maybe you're already rushing, but maybe for some of you need to rush. So I think, take that message intuitively for sure to see which camp you fall into. But that is what I'm getting for you guys. So I really do hope that this reading was helpful for you and hopefully transferred some kind of messages towards you. Again, listen to music, particularly. It doesn't have to even be the song that I shared. I think you'll start to get your own messages through music, so pay attention. And I wish you the very, very best. Thank you once again to Courtney for getting that deck for me. I really do love that Hummingbird Oracle. It's beautiful. And thank you to all of you who do leave comments, who leave me tips, and you send gifts. I really do appreciate that a lot. It makes my day. So you guys, take care of yourselves. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video and you want to see more content. And I will see you next time. Take care. Hello, my friends. So if you chose group number 4 here, let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So let me go ahead and cleanse the area. So what's interesting about your group is that I shuffled a song for you guys, and the song was quite interesting. It's a John Denver song, and it's Thank God I'm a Country Boy. Now, I know that you might be like, what? Am I a farmer? Is Spirit making me a farmer? Well, maybe for some of you that's a sign. But no, actually, I will say that this song kind of represents the idea that he's thankful for what he has, that he doesn't need a whole lot necessarily, that he's just happy with, like, it says, my days are filled with an easy country charm, thank God I'm a country boy. And I've kind of like, when the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle, life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. And there's just sort of like this thankfulness, right? Well, I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds and jewels. I never was one of the money-hungry fools. I'd rather have my fiddle and my farm and tools. You know what I mean? And a lot of sad people keep thinking that's mighty keen. Oh yeah, it says, yeah, city folks driving in a black limousine. A lot of sad people thinking that's mighty keen. Son, let me tell you exactly what I mean. And that's the thing. Like, he doesn't care about all these like fancy things. Life is found in the happiness of the simplicity of having. It doesn't always mean or equal wonderful things. So I feel like that there's something that Spirit's trying to bring to you that brings like this sense of comfort. And it doesn't necessarily, it's like you find comfort in the surroundings. And so I feel like if you're not there right now, you'll definitely be. But let me just keep on reading. So it says, your heart desires are taking flight joyfully and magically, the wishing well. So this is the wishing well. So I feel actually like a lot of your dreams could be coming true. We have a lot of little hummingbirds here with wands. And I feel like there is this energy surrounding possibilities, like the sun is about to rise, and I feel like that there are opportunities coming out of the well here for you. And okay, let's see what else. We have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Chalices, victory, time for beginner mind, and good fortune and friendship. This is really interesting because I don't even feel like you're necessarily being protected from something or somebody or anything like that per se. Like this actually feels like you guys are not getting, like there isn't something in your life that you need to be protected from per se, whether it's yourself or anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes I think with some of the other groups, it's kind of almost like they need to be protected from themselves sometimes, like maybe how they can trip up and fall, that sort of thing. But in fact, actually, I feel like Spirit's message here for you is totally different in the fact that I feel like Spirit's trying to bring people into your life that validate and affirm you and your core, your ideas, who you are, and that's beautiful. We have good fortune and friendship here, so that's a beautiful thing. Of course, if you have found that friendships have gone away, this is opening you up to new possibilities, new friendships that bring fortune. I do see people here, so we have the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Chalices, and so we can see coupling happening. Now the funny thing about that song, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, is that he's actually being thankful for his wife and family and stuff like that, right? And so for some of you, that might be something that you're headed towards if you want that. This might be something where, or if you already have a family, there could be peace coming towards it and new possibilities, things that will expand you in your life. And yeah, that's what I'm getting. I want to say that victory is here. What validates you, affirms you, and establishes you, what makes you a winner, and how do you become victorious. And that's the thing. I feel like Spirit is like, the protection is more along the lines of like Spirit trying to show you what will make you victorious. It's almost like Spirit is dangling certain things in front of your nose, saying, here, come on. Same with the porcupine spirit. Time for a beginner mind, right? I actually didn't do this with the other groups, but I will with you. We have, I want to look up the porcupine. I always say porcupine, and I know it's like porcupine, probably. Oh my goodness. So, ooh, okay, hold on. Listen to this. I love this book. This is such a beautiful book. It doesn't go with this deck, but like I just still love to look up the animal meanings. So it says here that make sure your diet includes nutritious and organic vegetables, especially green ones. Now that's very interesting when we talk about the farming aspect of that song. So some of you might be inviting more, healthy foods into your diet, or trying to focus on eating more clean. But also it says here, it's important for you to move along at your own pace rather than hurrying because of pressure from others or external circumstances. And that's very interesting because that's the whole thing about that song that we've got. It's like, just relax. It's just like kind of like country style, you know what I mean? Like we just relax, we let it come, it's fine. No problem. We don't need all the world's expectations about you have to be like this, like this, like this, like this. And I feel like somehow slow paces are going to be beneficial to you, kind of like laid back energy. There's no need to worry because you're well protected. So relax and enjoy what you're doing. Oh my God. See, I told you, you guys don't even exactly need protection. Like, this is sort of like where there's no obstacles around you, actually. I don't feel like there's anyone who can harm you or anything that Spirit's like literally trying to protect you from. At this time, like, I feel like any bad influences are kind of out of your sphere right now. Like, it's, you've already got rid of them, or you know what I mean. It's like they're not around you anymore. And it says here, trust that you'll be respected as long as you respect others. And that's the thing. It's like you are attracting good people in your life, and that's, you know, again, Spirit's like, good job. You're doing good. You're going to start to attract the better people in your life, maybe because of previous boundaries you put up, or ways in which you kind of just like were like, I'm just not going to worry about this anymore. And it says here, know that you have magical abilities as long as you maintain faith in yourself. So this is about, you know, maintaining that faith, just like the Queen of Wands, who is confident with her wand. And look at all these magical wands. You're so capable, actually. And I feel like some of you are calling in a romantic partner, or more romance or love in your life, whether it's through friendship or romance, of course. Someone, now see, it says calm porcupine when someone is being mean-spirited towards you and you want to protect yourself, okay? And I think probably you've already done such a thing. And you're feeling caught up on schedules and busyness and miss having more open-ended time to explore and wander. And I feel like that's one of the things that you're getting led towards, is where you have a little bit more laid back time, where you can think about perhaps some more simple things in life that are joyful, though, that you can find joy and meaning in. You know what I mean? Like for me, I like canning. And I know that's probably an old-fashioned activity, but it's fun. You know what I mean? To create your own food, especially when I grow it in my garden and then I can can it. It's really cool. But anyways, it says here, you're taking life too seriously and you need to loosen up and be more casual about everything. And beautiful, like, exactly. And I think that's where you're headed. But I think it says here, you're good-natured, gentle, and loving, and enjoy just about anything that you're involved with. You're an explorer, curious about a number of things, and you enthusiastically pursue these interests. It takes a while to reach a boiling point when others aggravate you, but when you do reach that point, you're capable of sticking it to them so that it hurts. You live and let live, respecting everyone without being intimidated by anyone, and you handle crises very well without getting terribly alarmed, and are ready to deal with them as necessary. And if you haven't felt like that, I feel like that's what Spirit's really trying to lead you to. That evolution within yourself of like, where you're like, who cares? I'm simple, I'm country, like I don't even care. Like, you know what I mean? Because the world, obviously, we know that, like, I don't know about where you guys are from or where you live, but I know in like where I'm from, a lot of people will kind of look down on those that are kind of a little bit having a more simple life, as an example. But there's a lot of beauty found in the simplicity of life. You know what I mean? Whether that means whatever it means, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, well, obviously we talked about like the healthy foods or something like that. And maybe for some of you really are going to get a farm or something like that, or move to the country, or again, what does that mean though, metaphorically? Well, it's kind of leading you towards a more peaceful life without distractions, where you can really just, you know, be led to like explore your passions. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like your life is going to match what your inner desires are, even if they're not to, like, I'm not saying that you'll literally live on a farm, but it feels like metaphorically there's this idea of a bubble around you in some way, where it's like you are not touched by anything. But spirits, and I don't think it's actually spirit guides protecting you. I think it's you've learned to hone that energy yourself. You know what I mean? Where it's like kind of, it's like you're doing this, actually. You are. We have invitation. You'll get an invitation. And we have message. You'll receive a message. Oof. We have a confession. And a compliment. And a goal. So I wanted to take those other ones that fell down. But yes, look at that. Beautiful energy. First of all, I think you are inviting friendship into your life. There's invitations, there's messages coming your way that are kind of affirming. I think you're actually going to meet some people that are quite like-minded to you, that you really find yourself viewing things eye to eye with them, or at least they sort of encompass many. Of course, we're not always going to believe everything the same as everyone, but I think that you're going to find people who kind of even affirm. And if you're not feeling like you're at this place yet, I feel like Spirit's actually sending you somebody to help you get to that place where you are feeling as if like, wow, this is actually what I needed because they gave me the idea. And this could be in the form also of like, you know, finding a particular YouTuber as an example who aligns with the values that you want in your life, you know. But we also have confession, someone's confessing. So I kind of have the feeling that there could be some sort of romantic confession coming your way for many of you. So that's just the feeling I'm getting. And it's like your spirit's guides are nudging this situation. It's like, go for it. It needs to happen. We also have compliments. Someone shows their admiration for you as well. And so we do see like these sort of like loving energies around you, ones that admire you, respect you, and care for you. And so I do think that you are inviting more supportive people into your life. Although I do feel like for some of you specifically, there is that idea of like a person who has romantic interest. We also have goal. You've met a goal. And so that's another thing. I see victory coming your way where you are going to face a victory. You know what I mean? And I think it's of your own initiative, but I think it's something you've really wanted. It's very like tender, you know, to your heart. Like it's something that you really want. I don't know, like some of you may be buying a home or kind of walking through new doorways in some way. And it just feels like such a blessed time is upon you, to be honest. And it's like where your goals are met and that sort of thing. So this is such an interesting answer because, like I said, I kind of was asking about like, what are you being protected from? And it's kind of like, oh, no, not really anything because you don't need it. You don't really have, you're repelling, I think, anything that's like too negative at this time because your energy is very bright. And if, like I said, you don't feel like that right at this moment, I think this will be something that develops for you in the near future. And you're going to find quite a few wishes coming true for you. I feel like you're actually going to find that really things are perking up. And maybe they'll be simple, but they'll make your life fuller and richer. And it doesn't always mean, you know what I mean, like that it's what everyone else expects for you to have, but what makes you personally feel fulfilled, right? And I think, again, that goes back to that song, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, because he's thankful that he is what he is. And it's his version of what life is, you know, what he likes. You know, it's not necessarily what all the other people want or what all the other people glorify, but it's like what feels good to me. And you know what I mean? And that doesn't have to be that you're a country person. Like I said, it's metaphoric, you know, a metaphor, you know, but anyway, I really do hope that this reading was helpful for you, and I wish you the very, very best. Take care of yourselves, guys, and if you want to have a personal reading with me, you can do that through my Etsy store. There's a link in the description. And what else would I say? I love it if you guys gave this a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. And thank you once again to Courtney and anyone who goes on my wish list and gets me a gift. I really do appreciate it a lot. You guys, I've had some spoiling moments and some over the past, I don't know, a few weeks. So I appreciate that a lot, okay? Take care, guys, and I'll see you all in the next time. Bye-bye.